Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. So glad you could join us. Today we are taking out the Tier 7 British cruiser. The HMS Belfast is a premium ship. And so some differences between this and the regular British cruiser line. And I'm not going to get into whether it's OP or, the controversy behind it and everything. So here's the differences. Consumables. You lose torpedoes, but you gain radar. And you still keep hydroacoustic and your smoke. And then you also have high explosive rounds. And that's kind of the about face right there is the high explosive rounds. So, the current build that I've got, I have Demolition Expert. It's an evil build. It does fantastic. The other option that you could do be advanced firing training, because the AA on this ship, while you don't have defensive AA ability, the AA is very good on this. So extending the range out is a plausible secondary. I did try that for a little while. I just like the extra chance for fire. If they're going to give you high explosive, might as well take advantage of this. I've got about 150 games or so on this ship, so I've got a lot of playtime into it. I am using the free XP camo right now, so I don't have the extra like 0.3 stealth. But with the stealth on the 15-point captain, you get down to a nice comfy 8.7 kilometer detection range, which definitely allows you to stealth fire. Though honestly, I don't seem to need it too often. So we're gonna pull up close. I'm following my destroyers in because of my good detection, and they're medium high arced. They're not like the Russian railguns, so I can shoot over some low-lying islands. Catch this Miyoko on fire. Very first shot. Perfect. He instantly burns it. I pop my smoke. I was hoping the destroyer in front of me would pop his so I wouldn't have to waste mine, but that's fine. His repair is off cooldown. First shot, catch him on fire again. And I'm just going to sit here and spam him with HE, because at this point I've decided that he is going to die. The fact that he popped his repair on that very first shot is that was just over. He goes broadside, so I switched to AP. Even at this range, you can absolutely get citadels, though I don't think I get quite that lucky because he goes invisible on me, because the destroyer in front of me panicked and broke visibility. Alright, well, okay, somebody else made him visible. We already switched back to HE because I expected him to be angling, which he is. We caught another fire. I can basically forget about him now at this point. Now we got some incoming torpedoes from the Miyoko, and those are heading this way. So, yeah, alright, so he's gone. Yeah, let's start backing up. And let's see what's coming up behind us. We've got a couple battleships coming up behind us. I don't have a good shot on him. Let's see if we can get one more parting shot on that Miyoko. Yeah, it has pretty good range, especially for its tier. I think it's about 15.5 kilometers. Running full stealth, I think you can stealth fire from 13.3, if memory serves me right, which is not shabby at all. It gives you just a little over 2 kilometers of buffer. So the Belfast playstyle, you have to be careful with it. It is like the other British cruisers where it has absolutely no armor to speak of, and battleships will absolutely one-shot you. And I see a lot of people who saw other people's Belfast videos right when it was coming out, and they're like, oh my god, that thing is so overpowered, this is going to be great. And then they just go out and get nuked. If you see what I did right there, I used the C key to manually change my point of view so that I can see where my back guns, if they are cleared or not, just like that. So that's the C key. But anyhow, going back, the Belfast is like any other British cruiser. It's very squishy. And in fact, you're even a little bit more disadvantaged in some situations like these battleships that are rushing. I don't have torpedoes to make them turn away or to punish them for charging at me. So I'm just going to move on. I did some fires. They put it out. Fine, whatever. I saw 2 destroyers go into our cap, into Bravo here, and I want to stop them. So as I'm coming around the corner, I pop hydroacoustic just in case there's any torpedoes coming in. There weren't. Popped radar. There's both of the destroyers. So we're just going to start opening up. He's desperately trying to back up behind cover. I think he beached himself right there, and he's now panicking. There's no question about it, and there's a nice big shot for you. The Belfast is by far my favorite destroyer hunter. That entire engagement, I wasn't spotted. I'm not in smoke. They're in smoke. And like, radar's already long since... Ooh, you need a break there, Valkyrist. Oh, that's close. Okay. Hydroacoustic is what's spotting them right now. They're close enough that there's just... I mean, I see right through. And this poor Kiev, like, he's desperately trying to back up around the corner. But there's nothing he can do. Like, he can't even fire back because he can't see me. Because their own smoke is what's screwing them. That was actually a very good dodge by him to get around those torpedoes going backwards. And secondary finished him off. Nice. Take a little pot shot. There's that Scharnhorst right there that's still coming around the corner, so I'm going to keep going. Again, know your limits. The ship is very, very squishy. He is burning rather nicely. Get a little cheeky shot, maybe. Nah, okay. Looking at the mini-map, I thought the Scharnhorst was going to come into Bravo, but I guess he got spooked, and so he is continuing on straight, so I'm actually just going to turn my happy butt around. The Belfast does not have the best turning radius in the world, but neither is it the worst. It's not as bad as some of the Russian cruisers, so it's serviceable. You can do it. And again, because I have a little bit floaty shells, I can fire over a lot of terrain just like this. So I'm getting basically free shots this entire time. Well, now I'm spotted. The entire time I wasn't spotted, and I'm kind of popping in and out of being spotted by things off way in the distance. But yeah, there's not a whole lot they can do. So here's an Indianapolis. Under normal circumstances, you would think, you know, like, oh, well, Indianapolis has really good, you know, AP guns and everything, but he can't see me. And looking, he's got to beach himself. I switch over to AP. Yep, he beached himself. Beached himself full broadside. Get a little greedy. Didn't get the shot that I wanted there. Clipped most of the shells hit the island. And just got those ones out. That was a little better, but I missed the Citadel. So let's just finish him off. I didn't get the big nuking damage that I wanted. Oh, hey, there's the Citadel. Of course, it's on the last shot. Why didn't I, you know, why was I expecting any less? Alright, so Scharnhorst coming around. Alright. So Scharnhorst is very, very dangerous. He has very good armor, very good guns, and he has torpedoes, and I don't have much to counter him. Other than smoke, which it just glitched me. Okay, so full throttle, let's get the hell out of here. And here comes his incoming shells. Angle the best I can. Oh my goodness, I lucked out right there. 99% of the time, I would have just gotten one-shotted right there by that poor Scharnhorst, and he's got to be so mad. He instantly turns in. He's hunting me. He wants me really bad. And there's really nothing I can do to counter him. Without torpedoes, he knows that he can just go at me. There's really nothing I can do about it. So I'm just going to play the experience game where I'm almost as fast as him, and I'm just going to keep this island in between us. And in fact, here comes one of our friendly destroyers, and looks like I can see his drool from here. He's got a perfect setup for an ambush on that Scharnhorst. And yeah, there he goes, his torpedoes. Oh hey, destroyer just popped up. Him I can do. Again, I really like hunting destroyers with my Belfast. Between hydroacoustic and radar and HE, it is just so good at killing destroyers. And even on top of that, it's excellent concealment. Again, with a concealment build, you get down to 8.7 kilometers. By the time, so you can go into a cap, and you become detected, right? So there's obviously a destroyer around. You can kind of count in your head like 1,000, 2, 1,000 if you're heading straight in, and then pop radar. And 9 times out of 10, the destroyer is going to be within detection range of the radar. It's just a little bit. Oh, that poor guy got detonated. But yeah, the radar range I believe is 7.7 or so kilometers, and so your detection is 8.7. So you have about a 1 kilometer distance, which if you're going straight into a cap and then they're going straight into a cap, they see you, it's going to take them a second if they're smart enough to turn off. It's already too late. They're already within range of radar. Here I see a Colorado. The Scharnhorst is going to be dead here. Angle, great, fantastic. Dodged the shots. He put out the 1 fire that I put onto him. So now I'm just going to keep loading HE on him and see how many fires I can get. I'm also already cutting engine because he's fired both of his guns. So I know he's got a reload of about 30 seconds. That's more than enough time for me to slow down to a safe speed, pop my smoke, I'm now invisible, and I've caught him on fire again. He does take some good shots and just nicks me again. I can't tell you how many times I have been one-shotted in that exact situation through my smoke because they just kind of took a lucky guess from the last spot where they saw me. And there's really not a whole lot you can do. So the ship is really, really strong. It has a lot of tools at your disposal. However, it is brutally unforgiving. You really need to know what you're doing. You need to think ahead. You need to know, like, okay, so he's already moved on. He's not looking at me. I'm going to jut out and get a few fires on him, hopefully. There's another one, great. And duck back behind this island and go cap out Alpha. Like, I have a plan here. I'm not just willy-nilly, like, I figure I'm gonna, start my engine now. Just dodged his shots again. Again, I got pretty lucky there. I was hoping that I could actually get behind the island before, but yeah, and just got 3 fires on him, and he's heading headlong into a Friedrich der Grosse, which is a Tier 9 German battleship, and with 3 fires, and he's gonna have like a sliver of health, and that der Grosse is very, very high on health. I don't have to worry about him now. I got my damage. Now I'm going to go get a cap and get some extra XP and money. Speaking of money, the ship does basically, if you're doing well in it, print money. It is a premium tier 7. And then keeping in mind that XP and money are based on percentages of how much how much damage you did to a ship. So what do I mean by that? Doing 50,000 damage to a battleship that takes half of his life, right? We'll just say for sake of argument he has 100,000 hit points. You did 50,000, that's half of his life. Do 5,000 damage to a destroyer that has 10,000 life, you get the same amount of experience, you get the same amount of base XP, you get the same amount of money for doing both situations. Even though on one hand you did 50,000 and on the other hand you did 5,000, you get the same reward. So, if you are a ship that, like the Belfast, or let's think of some others, the Atlanta, the Kutuzov, a lot of those cruisers, the ones with the fast firing, a lot of guns, it behooves you to kill destroyers as often as humanly possible, because doing even a third of their life before they duck behind the cover and you never see him again is the same equivalent of slowly but surely battering down a battleship to a third, of his life. Like, it is such a fast and easy way to make XP and money. And there are certain ships, like the Belfast, which is phenomenal at hunting down. I mean, you have so many tools at your disposal. The great stealth lets you get in close. The radar, extends your range of vision so that you can point yourself and close in very close. Oh, wow. It's worth pointing out that battleship has hydroacoustic and, right. Okay, anyhow, you have so many tools to hunt down destroyers, which is exactly what I'm going to start doing here. We find him long story short, he's just in full run mode, and we don't catch him, the time runs out. And I'm not going to waste all of your time watching a very long video and of nothing happening. So, the bottom line, ship is great. You got to know what you're doing to make the most of it. If you seriously, and you don't have to tell anybody this, if you think to yourself, you know, like, I'm kind of an average player, I would strongly recommend getting other premium ships if that's what you're looking to do. If you're getting it for money or just getting it for a different experience or something, I would highly recommend maybe the Tirpitz or the Atago. The Kutuzov, kinda, sorta. That one you kind of need to know what you're doing too. But those ships are a lot more forgiving. Belfast is for someone who really, really knows what they're doing and has a lot of experience in this. And if you are that person, there is some amazing stuff that you can do with this ship. So how did we do? We got 574,000 credits, 15,000 XP, but that was with the daily win bonus and all that. 4,200 free XP, which is why I had that skin on. Confederate, close quarters, 104,000 damage, Citadel, and 3 kills. We got 2,600 base XP, which is damn good. For a tier 7, like in a tier 8-9 game, great. As you can see, most of my damage is from HE. Got a little bit from AP. Your mileage may vary depending on the situation in the game. Here's just some of the modifiers. I love this ship. It's very, very strong. Hope you guys learned something. I'll see you guys next time.